Hello good people, Shiratori Hime here, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to take a look at a recent commission I worked on, Sister Sage from the 4th season of The Boys. The purpose of this video log is to showcase a few techniques that you can use while you're making your cosplays. The main technique that I'm going to be highlighting is using a commercial pattern to color block. Now let's jump into the video. McCall 7269 is my go-to bodysuit block. With this mock-up, I start with marking center front and the waist. I add notches every ½ inch from the center front to the bust point to get the scaling right on the bust cuff as accurate as possible. From there, the rest of the sketching consists of adding lines where accent pieces will go, yokes and the pant legs. I'll give a detailed explanation of the numerous pattern pieces a bit later. Now let's transfer those markings to the paper pattern. I'm laying the original pattern on top of the mock-up. With the natural curves of the dress form, it is necessary to make the markings neater by truing up the lines. Okay everyone, so I just wanted to jump in real quick and just show you the sheer number of patterns that Sister Soldier has. So it's still at its base a superhero bodysuit, but it is so different because of all the pieces and parts. So I have cut out all the patterns for the bodysuit. Except for, I think, 3 things, which I'm going to freehand later. But just to show you, I have the lower bodice back. I have the upper bodice back. And then a yoke. And the reason why I need the separate yoke piece is because of, she has a little strip that goes over her shoulder that connects to the front and the back. And I just decided to name them handlebars. So that goes there. These two are a light brown fabric. This is a dark brown fabric with eyes on them, like literal eyes. Next up, we have the pants back. The pants back along with the pants front is going to be dark brown fabric. With 2 letter S's in a patterned motif. After that, for the front, I have the bust cups and the front yoke with the placement for the handlebar right here. And both of those are going to be light brown with SS motifs. And then for the big pattern, which I'm leaving whole to make it simpler for me to trace out all of these stitch lines and things, but of course, you know, it'll be cut out. But this is the bodice front, so all of this area up into the center around the breastbone basically and up towards the collar is going to be dark brown eyes. Across from it, I will place ribbons, which I will cut freehand. I do have to do a little bit of dyeing because the color of the stripes of these ribbons, and I'll show it to you later on the photo, but they're so unique that I couldn't find them pre-made, or if I did find them, they weren't stretch. So I'm gonna have to make those myself. But this will be cut out, that will be cut out, this doesn't exist, and nor does that. So that is everything just for the superhero bodysuit in and of itself. And then later on, I'm going to freehand the skirt pieces. I'm also going to freehand these strips that go across the knees, which is super easy. And Then I'll get into foam work.
Sewing for this project started with the 2 accent stripes across the bodice front. The light pink strips were custom dyed to match the photos. After the ribbons were attached, the bust cups were serged onto the bodice. At this stage, I'm painting the front yoke and handlebars onto the bodice front. I learned the hard way though that my serger really didn't like 4 layers of fabric and quilt batting at the junction of the handlebars. After struggling with that, the side seams are then put together. With the bodice on the form, it's time to mark the placements of the handlebars on the back. I purposely made them too long so I can adjust the ease. The next set of accent stripes were applied to the pant legs. In the vein of being a perfectionist, I painstakingly matched each line within the stripe. It was easier to do on the out seam than the inseam. Let's get the inseam finished and move on to the accessories. To make the patterns, I wrapped a suit in plastic wrap. Here, I'm starting with sketching the belt. I also marked the size of the buckle and the placement of the false skirt. I lost footage of me making the skirt, so check that out at the end of the video. Cutting the belt out was a pain because I hadn't realized how dull this blade had gotten. Always take care of your equipment before you need it. Do as I say, not as I do. For the belt buckle and brooch, I took photos of the rough plastic patterns and uploaded them into Photoshop. I scaled up the images using the grid lines of my cutting mat as a guide. I'm using a combination of 2mm and 6mm foam as well as foam clay. Here you see me making grooves to glue magnets on the buckle, and I'll do the same to the belt. The buckle will be able to snap on with ease. Now I'm adding the fine details with foam clay. I'm going to let that dry for a while before covering these pieces with Warbler. The last accessory I need to draft is the necklace. Because the original looks hefty, I decided to use a neck armor pattern as the base. Once I'm satisfied with the mods, let's get these pieces traced and cut. Here, I decided to add 2 layers of 2mm foam, one for additional stability and another to pump up the details. time to paint. All of Sister Sage's jewelry gives a heavy 70s 80s vibe. The base coat is a gold hammer finish spray paint from the hardware store. Additional shades of golds and browns help to round out the look. And here's the inspiration, and this is the cosplay. Come back for more. Until next time.